For the past couple months, there's been a drought. Not a drought of water, but of good games. The amount of good games in the past couple months has been far and few between. That all changed with September 1st. If I'm going to review this game, I'm going to have to walk where Max walked and eat what Max ate. Yeah, that's pretty messed up right there. Just keep in mind, if you got that on your breath after what you ate, you're going to attract all kinds of unwanted attention. Yeah, that's messed up too.
Hey guys, what's up? Jimmy here. Today I'm going to be reviewing for you guys Mad Max on the PS4. Mad Max is also available on the Xbox One and the PC. Now, let's dive into the review with the game's graphics. I have to tell you guys right off the bat that Mad Max easily is one of the best looking games in my entire PS4 collection. There are some downright gorgeous games on the PS4, but I have to tell you that Mad Max is the cream of the crop, okay? And it's kind of weird for me saying this with a post-apocalyptic game. There's not trees and there's not, tropical, beautiful turquoise oceans in this game, okay? You've got sand, you've got oil, you've got rust, grime, you've got decay, you've got lots of smoke, lots of fire, and lots of debris. But somehow, Avalanche Studios nails it. The lighting and the color in this game is just downright gorgeous. It is just unbelievable. It should be noted to you guys, some of you guys might not know this, but early on, the Xbox 360 version and the PlayStation 3 version for Mad Max were canceled. And that was due to the fact that graphically, those consoles just couldn't cut it in terms of the graphical demands that were going to be placed upon it. Now, having said that, even though the game, this is an open world game, Mad Max, even though the game looks great, it's beautiful, the lighting is some of the best I've ever seen in a PS4 game, unfortunately there definitely is issues in terms of the frame rate and frame rate drops. Now, Mad Max on the PS4, it plays at 30 frames per second for the most part. Unfortunately, there are frame rate dips that it dips a lot lower than 30 frames per second. And obviously with a game, I don't want that to ever happen, but I can understand every once in a while that it'll happen. For Mad Max, it definitely happened more than I wanted it to. For me, it wasn't game breaking, it wasn't happening all the time, but it definitely happened every once in a while, especially when there's a whole lot of things happening on the screen at one time. Now, Mad Max is an open world game, and it's all about driving and getting from point A to point B, or completing missions with your car, your vehicle, your magnum opus. Now, early on in the game, the thing really is a rust bucket. And you go from point A to point B, and also side missions, and you collect scrap materials, and you use these scrap materials to upgrade your vehicle. The different attributes or different parts, whether it's improving the ramming capabilities, or improving, say for instance, the horsepower and also the engine. Now, you can improve and get more scraps depending on if you want to take out strongholds or just random areas. If you want to just explore and collect scrap, you can also collect scrap by taking out the different vehicles that are going to be opposing you on the roads. And there's going to be a lot of vehicles opposing you on the road. And as with open world games, I really did find myself, as with a lot of open world games out there, where I would be trying to complete a main mission. I'd be going from point A to point B, and I'd get sidetracked. But honestly, guys, it was a great joy to get sidetracked. It's something that I really enjoy doing. The other night, I was sitting down playing the game, starting up again, and as I started driving with my magnum opus, just a beautiful game, beautiful open world, having fun with the gameplay, taking out the different cars that are opposing these, watching these beautiful fire explosions. I know that sounds kind of weird, kind of morbid, but these beautiful explosions are just awesome. I just thought to myself as I was playing this game, man, I love this game. This game is a joy to play. I, of course, am a sucker for open world games like maybe some of you guys out there. But I really enjoyed the open world game and gameplay that is found in Mad Max. Now, of course, from getting from point A to point B, you're driving your Magnum Opus, you can upgrade your vehicle, but you can also upgrade Max's abilities as well. And so with that, as with driving the car, there's a few different ways you can take down vehicles. You can ram them, you can shoot them with various weapons, whether it's the shotgun or sniper rifle. But my favorite thing to use was the harpoon. I don't want to go into too much with it because I don't want to give too much away, but the basic harpoon that you start off with, eventually you can rip tires off the cars, which is just awesome. It's just total. I love using the harpoon in the game. Now, with the main missions in the game, with the story that's in Mad Max, it's definitely a simple and basic story. Not a whole lot of bells and whistles. I actually did enjoy the story, even though it was simple, even though it was basic. It definitely wasn't too deep. With Mad Max, there is a story there, but with Mad Max, it's all about the action, and the action is, in quotes, fast and furious. It really, really is. Now, with the different enemies that are going to be opposing you, obviously you're going to enter into road battles as well, but oftentimes you're going to enter into these strongholds and also these camps on foot, and you're going to enter into hand-to-hand combat. Now, you are also, of course, going to have at your disposal your shotgun, but I have to say, early on in the game that I learned, I was in a camp and I'm like, oh cool, there's an icon for some shotgun ammo. I'd go up there, I'm like, oh cool, maybe I'd get like a dozen pieces of ammo or ammunition. I would get a single shotgun shell. It wasn't like I was getting multiple rounds of ammunition. I would just get like one, or if I was lucky, 2 rounds at a time early on. I'm like, man, this really is post-apocalyptic. This is really, survival of the fittest, just trying to get in the best you can, just scraping and clawing your way to survival. So I really appreciated how they were able to implement that. You didn't have unlimited rounds to your disposal. So with the limited rounds to your disposal, in most cases with the enemies you're going to take down, you're going to have to obviously use your hand-to-hand combat and combos. Now the fighting mechanics is very similar to what you would find with like the Batman Arkham games or Sleeping Dogs or the Assassin's Creed games, where you have a lot of attack and also parry with multiple enemies coming at you at one time. Sometimes it gets a little overwhelming and you're out of ammo, and also the hand-to-hand combat is going well, but there's just so many people coming at you. There's other things at your disposal you'll get to use. There's other melee weapons they can pick up. My personal favorite, though, to use was to pick up random gas cans, ignite them, and to toss them at a group of foes to kind of even let the playing field. So I absolutely really, really enjoy that. As you take down strongholds and take down the top dogs at these strongholds, the power, the threats in these areas is going to go down. And as you take down these strongholds, and if you continue to excel in the game, these camps will start, these allied camps will send you additional scrap, materials, and resources. And you're going to need a whole lot of resources if you not only want to level up or get new abilities for Max. More importantly, you're going to want to improve your Magnum Opus, because early on in the game it's rough and the car isn't that great. But not just with the Magnum Opus, throughout the game you can also take other vehicles, take them back, and add them to your collection. There's a lot of different ways you can go about. I oftentimes would just take down these vehicles and just end up taking the scraps so I can upgrade my Magnum Opus later. So in Mad Max you encounter a lot of different characters. As mentioned, the story isn't the strong suit, but there are definitely some interesting and quirky characters that you will meet up with that help with the story in the game. But yeah, as I mentioned, the gameplay, whether it's the hand-to-hand combat or the combat on the roads, is just so much fun to be able to explore all these nooks and crannies of this gorgeous, gorgeous open world. Guys, I highly recommend that you check out Mad Max. Again, it is available for the PS4, Xbox One, and also the PC. I want to thank the folks at Warner Brothers for sending me a review copy. They also sent me they included with my package for this game a really cool stainless steel Mad Max shotgun, which is really awesome. I hadn't even seen this shotgun, so thank you so much, Warner Brothers. Guys, I really enjoyed Mad Max. If you're into open world games, you're into games that have a lot of fun, not only on the road with vehicles, but also on foot, definitely check out this game. Now, I don't want to give anything away to you guys, but I will say that after you finish Mad Max, you get towards the end, you're like, oh, I want to be able to continue to do more missions. After you finish Mad Max, you can go back and do side missions there's so much to do in this game, guys. I mean, I don't know how many hours in total, but there's so much to do. Even after you complete the game, Mad Max, you can go back and go and do races and go and do missions and explore. A whole lot of fun. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks so much for watching and your support. If you enjoyed this review, definitely click on that thumbs up button. I'll talk to you guys later.